It's really interesting right now at Microsoft because we've really been reaching out to a number of different communities that really have not been reached out to before. And it's all due to, it all goes back to changing to this cloud model, right? Now we want to be driven on consumption and use. And how do you get use? You have people who want to use it. And now Microsoft's got a pretty good sized customer base, fan base out there who's going to come and use Azure. But there's a lot of communities out there that haven't traditionally been as comfortable picking up Microsoft solutions. And so the team that I'm on, the Cloud Developer Advocacy team, is designed to kind of have people who are present in communities, both communities that have been traditionally strong proponents of Microsoft as well as communities that haven't. So the team that I'm on is focused on DevOps scenarios, and I mainly come out of the chef community. And there's a good mix in the chef community of Microsoft adoption and non-Microsoft technologies. A whole lot of AWS usage, growing amount of Azure usage, and what I really like about what's happening at Microsoft around community engagement, it's not find the person who knows the Microsoft stack the best and is going to get you to use every little bit of it. It's let's find people who work in different communities, who are active there, providing value in those communities, providing guidance, working on open source projects, all that kind of stuff, and let's help enable them, and let's show a little bit of Azure to those communities as well. And Azure where it makes sense. Not necessarily you have to use all of the Microsoft stack, like, maybe VSTS makes sense for your project, but maybe it doesn't, but maybe Key Vault and Azure Container Instances do. And finding out where the best fit for a particular community's tool set and pattern of work is. And then on the flip side, what we do is then go to product teams and advocate, hey, in our communities, the way we use tools is X, and if we make change Y to the API or to the tool set, we're going to be able to fit this much more smoothly. Or hey, guess what? Hey, did you see all the stuff that's happening with HashiCorp and now the Azure resources are getting better? Because guess what? Community said, hey, we like to use this particular tool chain to spin up infrastructure, and the Azure stuff is not up to par. That helps drive change. That helps drive community engagement and broadens the reach of where we see Azure. And so it's really been interesting watching this change in community engagement. And that's one of the things that drew me to Microsoft. I kind of harken back to one of the more original definitions around DevOps, the CAMs or CALMs, depending on when you've heard it. The culture, automation, metrics, sharing, or culture, automation, lean, metrics, and sharing, depending on which acronym you prefer. The one that we use at Microsoft is people, process, and tools, and both of those come down to the same core concepts. It's all about how do I do my job in a way that's aligned with what we're supposed to do for the business. And how do I broaden my view of the work that I'm doing and take into account the work that you're doing and the work that my other teammates are doing and the work that the marketing department's doing and the work that the sales department's doing, because all of that together is what we need to achieve the organizational goals. And if we're working at cross purposes, or if marketing needs a particular thing done but we can't technically deliver it, we're gonna have challenges in the marketplace. And DevOps to me is really about not just the technical side of things, not just the people side of things, but it's aligning all of those things much more broadly than what we traditionally look at.